Folks, thanks for listening. It's Mr. C again here. So we've done a number of videos on our little half round ring. The last one was polishing the inside. So this is just the last video for this little ring here, and we're going to have a go at polishing up the outside. I've prepared the sanding of it in the previous video. We need to pop it on a mandrel here. That's going to hold it. Now this ring is going to be very hot and it's going to have a lot of pressure on it. Without being on a mandrel, it's likely to collapse, and also you're going to burn yourself because of the heat that's built up from buffing it, the friction. You have to have glasses on. I'm going to hop out the way. This is the buffer we're going to use here. It's got the wheel here where all the action happens. That's going to spin at a very fast speed and with a lot of power behind it. So if it throws anything, and if that were to get into your eye, you'd have serious damage done. You've got to have your glasses, and they've got to be actually on your eyes. Girls, blokes with long hair, you've got to have it restrained. Okay, this machine here potentially is the most dangerous machine in the workshop in terms of, because it rotates powerfully and quick. If your hair gets caught, it will potentially rip your hair out and the skin that it's attached to off as well. It'll scalp you, and we don't want to go there. Okay, so glasses and your hair, and no loose clothing, no chains, no phone cord thingies, nothing like that. Okay, you've got to be fully safe when you're using it. So the heat's an issue with safety, so it's on a mandrel. Your hair safety and your eye safety is important, and your clothing safety, nothing loose. How you approach the buffer is also an issue. So we can't use the top, because if we do, it'll tend to kick back, and that becomes a safety issue. We need to use this quadrant here, just what we call the front quadrant, front lower quadrant here, not underneath, but just that front part on that quarter. So I'm going to get the camera zoom into this area here, and we'll show you what to do. Okay, so I've got my polishing compound here, the same as we use for the inside of brown Tripoli. That's what I'm going to start with on this mop here. Now this mop is just lots of bits of calico, which is what bedroom sheets are made out of, stuck together. That's quite a coarse one. In a minute I'm going to flick the camera to a softer one after I've done this first try. Now I'm going to have to stand a bit to the side so you can see it, but I'm going to hold the mandrel like that on an angle so that the ring is touching that lower quadrant, and I'm just going to rotate it as I turn it. I'm actually going to press quite hard against it, and it'll make a sound. There's a specific note that you can hear. So I'm going to take it out of the way. With a polish, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit on here like that. Okay, and I'm going to hold it here. That's the sound. That sounds what you're after. Okay, by holding the mandrel on an angle, it's actually picking up the edge of the ring. So it'll do the outside, but it's also going to pick up that edge if I hold it a little bit up. And I can then take the ring off and rotate it to that side. And that's going to be a good initial buff, but it's not good enough. We need to go to the green to get a really high luster. So, but that's the first one. I'll turn this buff off. Going to move the camera to the other one. And it's the same process, but just with the green compound instead of the brown Tripoli. So I'm going to turn it on. A little bit of just a touch of compound. If you put too much, it clogs the wheel up, and your ring just will end up going black and mucky, and your clothes will get covered with compound. So I'm just going to hold it there again. Holding it on an angle so it picks the edge up. Flip the ring over so it gets on the other side, pick up the other side edge. And that's pretty good. Now, the secret with buffing your rings is that the preparation. So if it's not sanded properly, it'll take ages to buff and it won't buff properly. So that's buffing it. The inside we've already done, the outside's done, and we're good to go.